What is up, Scrub Fam? I am back with a video. It's going to be less controversial, less argumentative, and it's going to take a step back, and we're all going to take a deep breath, and we're all going to take some time, and we're going to reflect on some things. Before I get started, let me give a shout out to my sponsor, Beard Collectibles, Alec Pastrana, best shop owner on the planet. If you haven't pre-ordered your set 4 products yet, or your theme set 2, or your set 5, please make sure you go ahead and do so now. Cases are going to be $720. Individual boxes of those set are going to be around $65, so go ahead and check that out. If you're looking for any 3XG Productions apparel, you can find it there, as well as any Team Bearded apparel, like the Team Bearded hats, which come in multiple colors, as well as the Team Bearded shirts, come in multiple designs. Check it out. Get geared up. Represent your favorite team, because we know it's Team Bearded, because we the baddest dudes out there. But be sure to go to beardcollectibles.com, especially if you want to go ahead and get your product. So, I'm going to touch on Dragon Ball Super, of course, and I'm going to talk about 13 reasons why. Those are different 13 reasons why. This is 13 reasons why you should, in fact, continue to support your game. Whoa. So this video is probably not going to be as long-winded as the other one because, you know, it's much difficult to, be super positive about something that is to be really negative. Being negative is always easy, so words are going to flow freely, and that's why those videos are going to stick, and they're going to have as much, depth and everything in them. Whereas this video is just going to be an overview of the 13 things that I think are special about this game, and is the reason why you should continue to support this game, purchase product for this game, and stick by the company that is currently running the game. So, I'm going to start at the very top. We're going to start at number 1. And number 1 is obvious, the Dragon Ball property. Arguably the best anime that's ever come to Western culture. It's been super impactful to everybody who's ever watched the show, and it is always at the top of people's list of animes that people have watched over in the United States, or just in Western culture in general. It impacted everybody. It causes people, it's almost infectious, because you watch the show and there's so much drama, and there's so much action, and there's so much build up between fights, and there's so much strategic planning and storytelling that you truly get lost in this world, and you truly love all the characters that are in this show. And I mean, that's even gone from the start of the show at Dragon Ball all the way to Dragon Ball Super, where you come across new characters, new villains, new challenges that Goku has to face, and you truly get ingrained yourself into the story, and you feel everything emotionally, and everything hits you, and everything impacts you, because you get to know all the characters and all their little quirks and things that make them who they are. And so this property is something that it's easy to support. It's the best thing to support, because it's like, the anime itself has never let us down. Like, even Dragon Ball Super, there's some people that complain about the anime itself, but honestly, I feel like it delivered. It did everything that I wanted it to do. The nostalgia was great. The new villains were great, especially the Trunks arc with Goku Black and Zamasu introduced my 2 new favorite villains of pretty much like all time, aside from Frieza, Cell. Definitely easily slots in at number 3 is the combination of Goku Black and Zamasu. And then in Super, like, my favorite characters are Hit and Jiren. Like, Hit is so unique, especially if you watch the subbed versions. Hit's voice and his actions and the way he speaks are so unique that you haven't seen that in the show before, so it makes him really cool. And then of course Jiren's he's like Brock Lesnar of Super. He's just the baddest dude, and so it's cool to have a character like that in the show, because we've never seen it like that before. Usually it's always a bad guy that wants to kill everybody and whatnot, but Jiren's not like that. I mean, Jiren has trust issues. You guys will learn if you haven't seen subbed yet, but you'll learn more about Jiren's character, even though the backstory episode is pretty weak. But in general, the Dragon Ball property is absolutely incredible, and that's one reason why you should continue to support this game. Number 2, I don't know if you guys have noticed the way Bandai is as a company, but they have a ton of chips riding on the Dragon Ball property and license. They're going to be squeezing it out to its fullest, whether it's a card game, whether it's Dokkan Battle, whether it's the Legends game, whether it's Dragon Ball Heroes, whether if it's, all the different video games that are coming out, like Fighters. Like, Bandai has all of its chips in it, so they want to make sure that each single part of their license is successful. And so that's always a really good feeling, is when you have a company that's invested in something. And right now they're invested in Dragon Ball because it's a super profitable license right now. Like, it's print money. You put anything with Dragon Ball on it, it's printing money. And it's made such a huge resurgence ever since the introduction of Super. Like, that's a reason why you should continue to support this game, is because the company should, from what it looks like, I mean, yeah, they've made some really questionable design choices when it comes to overall game design, which I'm not going to get into. But they're going to continue to put money into the product and put money into the game because they want to get as much out of this license as they possibly can. So that's a good thing for you, because that means that they're going to try and keep this game as long as possible, right? 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 I hope so. Number 3. My Pansy players will get this. I don't know if anyone else will, but Vegeta is actually tier 1 and has been tier 1, right? That never happens. We're so used to him just being a character that's like, he's good, but in all the Dragon Ball games that he's ever been in, aside from Super, he's just been like middling or unplayable. So that's a huge win. One of the best characters, one of the most iconic characters, who, you know, has probably the biggest following. I mean, outside of Goku, is actually really good, and he's fun to play, and he's kind of thematic because he's aggressive and he's strategic at the same time, and that's what kind of Critical represents, is thematic and aggressive and like strategic. I love those things. So Vegeta is tier 1, which is super exciting. Love you guys. Number 4, the content creators, myself excluded. You have tons of content creators that provide content for this game. Stuff that keeps you engaged, stuff that keeps you active. They update you on the metagame. They give you deck profiles. The content creators are absolutely outstanding, and they come in droves to support this game. And so you should support them, and in turn continue to support this game, because the more content creators that stick around and produce content for this game, the more successful this game will be, because it drives hype for the game, it drives excitement for the game, especially as new set releases. You know, people put their deck profiles, deck ideas out there, tournament results, like matches, tournament games, like what Dusty's done with Kitchen Table Meta and bringing the stream to you guys. Like, the content creators help drive the hype behind this game. So that's another reason why to stick by supporting this game. Number 5, the cards look incredible. The cards are beautiful. The cards are so Dragon Ball. You know, they're over the top. They're overpowered. Like, they're super hyped, aside from like the, you know, commons and uncommons. But like, you look at your SRs, your secret rares, like your SPRs, all the cards are just beautiful, and they all look like they're worth money. When you look at them, they're worth money. If you walk into a card shop and you see someone playing Dragon Ball Super, you're going to see how great the cards look, and they're going to go, wow, I really want to play the game. I love Dragon Ball. Cards look incredible. It's the reason why you should continue to support the game. Number 6 is kind of combined with number 5, collectability. This game is highly collectible. Like I said before, Dragon Ball is such a huge property, has such a huge influence over the world, that these cards are something that you can be able to keep and hold on to for a long time. And I'm not going to say they're going to maintain all their value, but who knows? Cards from set 1, like Sensubin, may be, you know, sought after. They may be the Black Lotus of Magic, where it's just, you know, who has Sensubins? I need Sensubins. Like, you never know. And so the collectability in this game is incredibly high, especially as we go forward, and that's generated the secondary market as it is, where card prices fluctuate, they go up and down, they respond to the metagame. And so the secondary market, along with collectability, is another reason why you should support this game. Next one, some cards are super thematic. I spoke about how Vegeta was really thematic, but probably the best example is the Secret Rare Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, right? That is Mastered Ultra Instinct. That is the highest you can go, as we know right now, when it comes to Dragon Ball Super. And when Goku obtains that form and he masters it, and then he gets super upset when Jiren does something, I can't reveal it unless you've watched, you know, the sub, but he goes even further beyond that, and then he ends up delivering a blow that should be decisive. Like, the card's super thematic. Victory Strike is the super thematic mechanic of Mastered Ultra Instinct. Should have been introduced this early in the game. I can't say yes or no, but what I can say is that it is super thematic, which is awesome. Also, 4-drop Jiren, the red Jiren, super thematic, because he is that bad of a dude where he's like, he can attack big battle cards and have no issues, just regardless if they're rested or not. It doesn't matter if they're standing around or if they're actually fighting. Like, he'll fight you and he'll beat you, because that's what Jiren does. And then you have Pride and Justice Topo, who's leaping in to protect your friends. Like, you have Destructo Disc Krillin, who's jumping with a Destructo Disc, you know, to kill something that costs 3 or less, like, which is a smaller dude. A minion, which is what Krillin usually takes on. Like, there's so much, there's a lot of, you know, themes within this game itself that pick up from the show, that if you really like look at the nuance behind it, like, Bandai does a pretty good job of making those things come to life. So that's number 7 on reasons why you should continue to support this game. Number 8, fan fave side characters have purpose and they're cool. Like I said, Foreseeing Hit is not a main character, he's a side character, but he has some of the coolest cards, between Foreseeing Hit, between Lightning Fast Hit, between the card that leaves play, comes back into play. Think about Rebringan. Rebringan has such cool effects. Kakunso, Rosie, they all synergize and they work together. Universe 2, like, and they have such good cards, which is amazing. Dr. Gero, the 1-drop. Android 20, the 2-drop, like they all serve a purpose and they have really good cards. So like if your favorite character is even a side character, you'll have the ability to play a card with them on it and you're going to feel like you're getting something out of it. So it's not like in other Dragon Ball games where I played before where it's like you could play your favorite character, but often they wouldn't even be competitive. And that's the same thing with like the leaders. Like you can play one of the leaders that's your favorite character and you can generate a deck off of it, so it gives you more creativity. So again, that's another reason why I should support this game. Number 9, locals are supported well. Your local shops are incredible. You have your tournament packs that are given out to you. You have any additional prizing they want to give you. Tournament packs for locals are such value because it's like the minimum, like if you think about the floor on tournament packs from the last go round was like Baby or Frieza, that was the floor, but the ceiling was like foil Bardock, foil Fu, which was such value. So you paid $5 for entry for your local, and then if you got a tournament pack, your tournament pack could either triple your money, or you just get like a Frieza plus some booster packs, whatever. But still, you weren't negging that hard on your money, so locals were really supported well. So you have a reason to keep going to your shops. I hope to see like they keep doing that and keep driving to your local stores, and they just keep making not busted promos, but cool promos that make you want to play the game at your local shop and make you want to support your local shop. I also want to see them continue to drive more of those shop championship events. Those always have a big turnout, and I love how they do that. They do the certificates, they do the playmats, they make it feel special, and that's what is really cool about Bandai and what they're doing for the local shops is like they're not providing like a ton, but like playmats, certificates, tournament packs, like people just want things, and when you give them things, that's always gonna be a really positive thing. All right, number 10, barrier to entry isn't as high as other games. This is true. If you want to get into this game right now, you can go through and you can look at, you can pick your colors that you want to play, and you can just buy all the cards in those colors, or you can look at a deck right now that's performing really well, and since there's no rotation, no ban list, whatnot, you can buy that deck straight up, which, yeah, maybe a couple $100 depending on what you want to play, but then you can tweak and manipulate it as the metagame goes, and you can get into this game and play competitively relatively easily. So I love that. And that's a great thing to have for this game, is having a barrier to entry that's accessible for people that don't, are just getting started. If I see these cards in my store and I see the booster packs and I'm like, oh, Dragon Ball Super, I just finished watching the anime, I want to buy a booster pack and the cards look cool. Like, how do I play? Like, I can just go online and I have all these content creators and all these resources and I can see all these decks and I can be like, man, I really want to build this, and I can go buy it. Like DBS-decks.com. Yes, dbs-decks.com. You go to their website, you can find a meta deck, you can buy it straight from PPG, like, done. Get all your cards, you're good to go. That's cool, especially if you're a brand new player. Barrier to entry is not that high, and that's reason number 10. Reason number 11. They're using every bit of the license, from Dragon Ball to non-canon stuff like GT to Heroes. Like, they're truly using every part of Dragon Ball, whether if it's canon, non-canon, and so you get to see so many of your favorite characters come to life. You get to see so many cool cards, so many different, like, usage of art from different frames, like so many different action sequences. Like, there's just so much that you get, and you get to relive from this game and from this experience. So the fact that they're using every bit of the license, from Dragon Ball to GT to Super to Heroes to Legends to whatever's coming out, like, is insane. Especially because I think Set 5 is going to have Shallot, who's like a brand new character. They're using every bit of it, and I like that they're using a lot of the newer stuff first, because it's getting everybody that has seen all the newer stuff into the game, and then it causes you to want to explore things from the past. Like, especially when you see stuff like Ox King coming out this set. Like, nobody knows who Ox King is unless you've seen like older versions of the show, like, like we have. And so it gets people to want to watch. Number 12. The game is easy to play but difficult to master. So the game is super easy for you to get into. You can learn the rules within 5 to 10 minutes, but learning to play at a really optimal mastery level takes a while. It takes a really long time, and so that keeps you driven. That keeps you wanting to keep playing the game. It keeps you invested because you want to continue to get better and continue to get more success and make top cut at a regional level event and possibly win the event itself, and then go to nationals that's coming up soon. You have the big giant Gen Con event. You have all these different like events that you can play in. And the game starts off so easy to learn, but then mastering it is just so difficult that having a game like that just keeps you engaged. So that's another reason why I continue to support this game. And then the more Bandai keeps releasing like all these different mechanics and keywords, there are new things you have to learn. So you have to learn how to play around these different mechanics and keywords, and that's super exciting. Keeps you engaged, keeps you driven. I love that. And then lastly, number 13, the most controversial pick on the list. You. The community. And I know you guys are like saying, Matt, why are you saying this? We've been flaming you for the past week because you released a video about like why you shouldn't play this game or why the game has bad, terrible development and design. Like I know, but we are all in that one forum. We all have the ability to express our opinion, regardless if someone agrees with it or disagrees with it. And honestly, the flaming or the like getting upset or arguing, like all those things is a healthy thing to have within a community. People are going to call it toxic. No, like you're giving people the freedom to be able to express themselves. And so it's like, I've had people that misunderstand me or don't get me or they say things that are, messed up. Like that happens. Like I understand that. It's the internet. It's going to happen. But the community gives us all a place where we can post. And the coolest thing about the Dragon Ball Super community is that all the way from like top of the heap, if you look at Shenron's layer, like the top 25 players, all the way there, all the way to, Craig out in, the middle of nowhere, can post on that page and get a response. Like, yeah, maybe like read the card or whatnot, but like everyone has a place where they can post. Everyone has a place where they can just start a discussion or ask a question. And yeah, there's people in the community that are, they're shitty to others. Like they don't treat others right. Or they treat others poorly. Like that's the thing that happens. But there's an overwhelming amount of people in the community that treat people correctly, that are respectful, that have actual conversations and debates, not just arguments, not just things wasting space, not just things attacking people. Like there's a large amount of the community that does that. And so we all need to focus on the positives in the community more than anything, because if you focus on the positive and you ignore the negative, the more positivity is going to come. If you continue to pay attention to someone who's super negative, then it's just going to keep feeding them. I myself, when I make a negative post and you comment on it and you disagree with my point of view, I am fed to continue to keep trying to press my point of view. But the thing is I've never done anything, or I'm not trying to do anything to be negative towards the community or any specific individuals in general or any cards in general. I just like to vent my frustration about what Bandai's doing with the game and what they could be doing versus what they're doing, and how this could be detrimental to the future. But again, you have the right to comment on my posts, and you have the right to say whatever you want, and that's the beauty of the forum, is like everyone has that. And then the kicker is, the best part about the actual community is when you travel to events. If you haven't traveled to an event yet, and you haven't spent time with this community outside of the forum, you're truly missing out on the actual experience that this game has to offer. The community outside of the internet forums is absolutely outstanding, fantastic. Everyone's nice, everyone's conversational, everyone talks about the game, everyone's passionate, everybody wants to see the game be successful. Everyone rallies around the person that wins the tournament, and everyone wants to go out afterwards and get drinks and food and hang out and play more games and just talk. The community in general is something seriously special, and it's honestly, the community is like, that's my number one reason why, continue to support the game is something that I want to try and do. Like, because the community itself, the community is great. I have so many friends that I made from this game, and so many people have come up to me and been thankful of the stuff I do for this game. And like, it's hard to want to stop, because it's like, I see the writing on the wall and I see the things that they're doing, and I disagree with them. I passionately disagree with a lot of the decisions they're making, but the community is just so great. And it's really hard to walk away from such a great group of people that and you get to hang out with at all these events, that I'd miss it so much. And the community is so impactful to me. And so that's the one I always struggle with. The community, man. The community is the best. Like, regardless, if you want to say it's like worse than Yu-Gi-Oh!, like if you've been in Pansy, been in Retro, whatever, if you've been in Magic forums, I think the community is amazing. Like I said, it's my number one reason. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit more positive version of me on this video, and I hope that you continue to support this game if that's what you choose to do, and I hope you do it to the fullest. I hope if you're not making content but want to make content, that you go ahead and do it. Just get started and keep going, and just continue to try and interact with people, whether it be on the forums or it be in person. Push yourself to do that. Push yourself to step outside your comfort zone. Push yourself. If you have a grievance, air it. Like, don't just hold it all in. If you're upset about something, like, tell the community. Yeah, there's gonna be people that are like messed up towards you, and they tell you they don't care. But you know what? There's people out there that have the same exact opinion you do, but they're just afraid to talk about it. The more that we as a community band together and express our concerns or delights or the things that we want to see out of this game or desire, like, the more we're going to accomplish together as a group. But anyway, again, I'm rambling. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for playing Dragon Ball Super. And thank you all for seriously supporting 3X Productions. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks so much, Scrub Fam. Scrub Fam is best fam. K.